Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the RMTV Women's Podcast.
We're on YouTube!
We've only made that intro because this is the first one that will go up on our new YouTube channel, which is very exciting. But also, welcome to the award-winning
we've got
podcast.
a special guest with us today, Mrs. Awards.
Look at that.
In all its glory. Isn't it beautiful?
Marvellous. It's just lovely. It's been in my room. You took it home on Thursday.
Yeah, we shared it.
But then I took it on Saturday, and it's just been sitting in my room, on top of my chest of drawers, and I was like, it's lovely, that.
I woke up on Friday morning and it was sat across the room staring at me, and I was like,
all the Instagram was just pictures of Amy with the award on the story.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to milk it while I still could.
Yeah,
if I did it now, it'd be a bit like...
I'm going to milk it for the next 6 months.
Oh, yeah.
Until the next FBAs, I'm going to milk it.
It's definitely worth saying thank you to everyone who voted for us in the category. We were up against some, mad people as well, so... Nah, the feeling that I felt when Annie Luco, biggest fan.
Felt a bit sick, to be honest.
No, yeah, I felt like I was going to vomit all over the stage.
That's steak pie.
Etihad food, isn't it? So when she read out our name, I kind of
couldn't get it out.
Oh yeah, she said she said, and the winner is of the Fans Award, and I'm thinking, is there a channel called Of the Fans Award? Who are they? And then she said us, and I was like, oh my god, it didn't really click in my head at first, and then I was like, bro, that's us. And then we looked at each other like...
And then he fell over the chair and everything getting up because my coat was that long. It was wrapped around one of the my foot and the leg, so I couldn't get it out properly. But
all I seen was Paul looking at us like proper proud dad, and I was like,
he's like that with his phone out and everything, proper filming.
No, it was sick. So yeah, thank you so much for that. It was a good night in general. Obviously, Redmond picked up another award. Bam, good plug there. What is it?
To add to the many.
I know, yeah. Oh, what? My God, we've got loads down. Oh, they're from last year. That's exciting. No, 2014. That's not last year. Anyways, no, I actually really enjoyed our time on Thursday.
Good. I mean, I wish we could have got drunk, but we couldn't. So
yeah, we had to
you could have, but
I think it was Northern Side. No, no one of any high status needs to see me after a few bevs. I think it's definitely
we did have two, and I was a bit worried. So
yeah. No, I felt a bit wavy when we were stood outside looking at the stadium.
She was walking around, it was lashing it down, it rained, and we were standing outside the Etihad waiting for a taxi to go back to the station, and she was literally standing in her bare feet.
No, but my shoes were
so hence why she sounds like she's got a cold.
Yeah, but weren't my feet bleeding? It was horrible.
Yeah, your toes were fully bleeding.
I was dead scared the next day that I got them infected, but I think we're all right. They're all right now.
Well, your toes haven't fell off yet, so
no, maybe next week. We'll see where the week takes us.
We'll report back.
Yeah.
But anyway, for those of you who haven't watched us before, we normally start off with a kick-off question, and then normally something dead stupid and weird and random.
Just to set the tone of the pod. I mean, last week it was talking about what order you eat your roast dinner first in, and that was a really good 5-minute debate.
It was more than 5 minutes.
It was definitely 20. But yeah, it was good.
Yeah, but this week, Amy normally does it, but this week she's handed the reins over to me.
I'm just ill. I couldn't think of anything,
So I've gone with, if animals could talk, which one do you think would be the rudest? Like what type?
That is a lovely question.
Thank you.
I think I've just got an idea that cats are really rude.
Yeah.
Or maybe
don't know.
I think the kindest would be between a giraffe and an elephant for the kindest, or maybe a donkey, just because Eeyore's quite kind, isn't he? Off Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, I think flamingos would be dead sassy as well.
Yeah, look at me if you're standing on one leg, you can't beat me. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I feel like foxes, they're quite sly, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna go with
snake.
Cats. I don't like snakes.
I don't like snakes.
No.
It's my biggest fear is water and snakes, the sea.
When you're talking about the definition of rude, do you mean verbally or just a bit sly?
No, just a bit sly. Just a bit sly.
Cats. I've watched the movie Cats and Dogs. I don't know if it's called that, but I'm gonna go with it. And the cats try and steal the secret formula to make everyone allergic to dogs, and then the dogs are secret agents trying to stop the cats from doing it. And like the main cat is like this really cute fluffy cat. I hate cats, by the way, but it's this really cute like dead tiny cat, and he's like striving for world cat domination. And there's a young puppy whose owner is the one who's making the secret formula. So the cats are like trying to catch him out. And I'm just like, yeah, you're sly. So yeah, cats would be the rudest.
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't like cats either, so.
Okay, we're all
Unanimous
together
decision. Shut up, Tom. You're not getting involved in this debate because we all know your thoughts. So, firstly, Liverpool, Everton, derby weekend on Saturday. The Reds came out victorious 3-1. It was just a nice way to end the season, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I think leading up to the game, I was a little bit nervous. You know, obviously back in is it December now or was it November? Back in the earliest. Yeah, back in the earlier. In
the early days.
Throwback. Yeah, back towards the end of last year. Obviously losing both derbies in the was it the Continental Cup? Yeah. The Conti Cup, and then also in the league as well. It was a bit of kick in the teeth, especially as that cup game was at Prenton Park, so it was a home fixture, and losing a home derby is just not really what you want to do. No. So I think the players must have felt a slight bit of pressure on their shoulders, and I think, but that was outweighed by the determination, the fact that we can't lose this game.
Yeah,
we genuinely can't afford to lose this game, and I think you could see when they were playing that they had that mentality that no, we're going to win and we're going to make sure we pick up the 3 points here.
Yeah.
In whatever way possible.
Yeah, and like we spoke to Vicky Jepson at the end, and like she said pretty much exactly what you've just said. Like she mentioned before this that they could not lose this game, they didn't want to lose this game, simply because I think it's just, you know, it's been a tough season. It's been difficult for both people on and off the pitch, and it's like, just to end it on a high with a win against Everton in front of in front of the biggest crowd I've had this season and for a long time, like it just made it so much better.
I feel like people underestimate the role of how important fans can be, especially in women's football at this stage of its like growth. Yeah. It's so important to be able to have a solid group of fans who obviously we know. There's a few of them that go and they've got all these songs about all the players, and it's great to hear. Some of them are a little bit questionable, but most of them are amazing. Like I get stuck into them, but Tom went down and spoke to them on the media day a couple of weeks ago, and they all stressed how important it was to be able to get fans down. Yeah, and you don't realise that the players can actually hear you and how much of an incentive that is to them to be able to push on and really, really fight for this team. Yeah. And I think the players appreciate it so much, the fact that it's not been the best season, but the fans have stuck it through everything. And I think it's so important. And obviously a win on Derby Day got everyone riled up as soon as that first goal went in. So it was an amazing atmosphere. And obviously if you've not catched our vlog that went out, that's the first vlog that you get a real sense of the atmosphere, and I'm so pleased that it managed to portray across in the video. Yeah, and then obviously Shooting Kirk with the first one, Charles with the second, and Rodgers with the third. Well, we said it on the vlog. It was a game of set pieces. It genuinely was. There, yeah. Because Christy Moore on set pieces was incredible. She got a hat-trick of assists. Amazing. Yeah, which is. I think brilliant. she's flown a little bit under the radar this season. Like, Scottish international that potentially maybe gets announced today or whenever it get announced on Wednesday, which is today when we're filming it. It should be one of the only Liverpool players to be able to get to the World Cup this season. It'd be great to follow her in that sense. But I think she's flown a little bit under the radar. I think her work rate outweighs everything else. Yeah. Like, she is everywhere. Like, she's the smallest player on the pitch, and she was up against Stringer, and who is the tallest player on the pitch. She's still going for headers. Like, she was on the floor every 5 minutes putting tackles in. Like, but that's what you want in a derby. We made a bit of a joke of it, like, during the game. I was like, oh, she's on the floor again. But, like, when you really think about it, it's just because she's so determined to, like, get the ball back and get us playing or create a chance for us. And she's willing to put her body on the line every single time. Yeah. And over the years, that's kind of how women's football is developing. Obviously, the men's game, it's like that as it is. But with with the enhancements that are going on within the league at the moment, it's amazing to see that the players are then adapting to it. Like, every single game you're putting the body on the line. Like, you've got this persona at women's football. Oh, they ditch out of tackles. Blah, blah, blah. It's not as competitive. But Christy Morris is a prime example of a women's football player who will do absolutely anything in order to retain the ball, and that's all you can ask for, really.
Yeah, and then just a little bit about Everton then. I didn't think they were really fully up for the game in the first half, especially. I don't think
they weren't necessarily like firing. They
No.
weren't. The intensity wasn't there from them.
But to be fair, they did get like down our right hand side was their strong point. But like they didn't really like threaten us that much in terms of like shots on goal and making like kitchen work and stuff like that.
I think their game plan potentially was to use the width of the pitch, and then get a ball break through the lines or whip it in to try and get the goalkeeper. But I think they were forced to play the counter attack quite a few times. Yeah, and I think we got a bit confident and we committed loads of players forwards, and then once it didn't break, for example, we had a training ground free kick or corner. I think it was a corner, and it was a proper training ground thing. And we'd committed so many players forward that they intercepted the ball, and like they were gone, and we were kind of struggling to get back. Fortunately, it didn't come to anything, but we got caught out a little bit, and I think they adapted their game plan.
They knew from that moment on what to do.
Definitely, and then they bless her, they exploited Robe like a lot. Very much so. She was getting absolutely. I don't know whether it was Hannah Kane or Simone McGill that was doing it. One of their wingers,
both of them probably.
She had a tough first half. I think it was.
Yeah, and then I just want to mention Charles a little bit. Like back in the starting 11, back from injury, comes back with a goal against Everton, which is like great for her. As like as a childhood Liverpool fan, like she'll always want to score the derbies. But she's a proper wind-up merchant, isn't she?
You could just she was on the wing closest to the fans on both games, so she switched the wings through the second half, and you just seen her leaving it in on the Everton players every single time, or just nudging the ball away, throwing the ball away for a corner. Like, luckily she didn't get booked because the ref must have not seen it. But you were there like, she's a red, isn't she? Like,
but like on the other hand, if that was like against my team, I'd be fuming. I hate all that stuff when they throw the ball away and stuff like that.
Niamh Charles was absolutely shattered after within 10 minutes. It got to 7 minutes, and I was thinking it had been a full half because she looked shattered.
She was literally like panting, wasn't she? Like on her knees. But that's just purely match fitness.
No, and I think regards to stamina wise, it looked like she'd not been out for that long. She had the skill, the flicks, the twists to be able to get past all the players, and she's just got that game knowledge about her where she knows what to do to be able to get into the right position, and she knows how to play other players in, and I think that's all you can ask for. And this season's been a real miss without her and Jess Clark, because they're potentially some of the best players on our team, and to not have them for the whole season really damaged us. But to say that we've managed to stay comfortably in the top tier this season without the help of those, when they come back next season, it bodes
be so
well.
much better. Move on to the news then. You sent me this yesterday. I did see it, but for some reason I just didn't like retweet it or send it to anyone. I just saw it and was like, yeah, that's fine.
Good time.
Germany women released a video ahead of the World Cup.
It's like a campaign, isn't it?
Yeah, it's basically just saying like anything that the men can do, they can do better. So
yeah, they said you don't know who we are, but yet we've won it 3 times. Stuff like that.
Yeah, and like they're like Germany women are boss. You know what I mean? Like, I'm
gonna be honest, I don't know many of.
They've got
a lot of Bayern Munich players who obviously made it to the semi-finals of the Champions League. They've got a lot of experienced players as well as adding youth within their squad. I think this World Cup is just going to be so tight. There's so many teams.
I genuinely can't call a winner.
No.
Like,
You've got the classic, like, USA. You've got us, like England, for example. But I feel like it's going to be a World Cup for the underdogs, you know.
I want to sit here and say England all the way, but I can't look past Netherlands, you know.
Oh, Miedema is going to have an absolute belter of World Cup, isn't she?
She's going to score about 20 goals.
Yeah. It's going to be amazing. Yeah. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
We're going to be bringing you loads of content on the World Cup, so make sure you stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
We're just gearing up the ideas at the moment and sluggishly trying to figure it out.
I'm trying to find time to actually film the videos.
Yeah, I need to sort out my life, really, but, you know, what can you do?
Yeah, but, yeah, it was a great video. It's on. Well, if we retweet it on our Twitter. If not, we will.
We can put it in the link in the description at some point.
Yeah. Also, the Pope, I absolutely love this story, has given a blessing for the Vatican to create a women's football team.
That's amazing.
Like,
the pure Pope
like
just
the
said,
Pope's just gone, yes,
you go ahead.
Yeah.
You do you, and I will say yes.
Get your Reebok trainers on and let's go. That's what he said.
Get your kit bag.
Yeah.
Get on.
Yeah.
Imagine if you pure design like the kit in that. Just a picture of the Pope.
Oh my God.
Imagine.
But they'll play their first game against Roma. I want to say next week, but I'm just gonna say next couple of weeks because it hasn't actually been like I want to go.
No, honestly, do you think the Pope will be there?
Maybe.
Imagine the Pope pure like with a flag. Hey, go ahead. That's like that. I feel like. I mean, there's so many ways you could read into this. You could be like, oh, it's okay. He's just said yes, but it's kind of a big statement.
Oh yeah.
Like the Pope has.
Or whether he's just.
That's almost like a sign that he's back in women's football, though, if you read into it that way.
Yeah.
I just think it's mad, isn't it?
Yeah. What's his name? Is it Francis? I don't know. I'm looking at Tom. I haven't got a clue. I want to say Francis.
I just know him as the Pope.
He's a human, Amy. He's got a name.
Yeah, but, sorry, you would choose to have the name of the Pope over anything else. Yep. Imagine being called the Pope. Like, imagine sitting in the Vatican, like, yeah, I own this gaff. You know, I'll say it.
No, I just want to know his name. I think it's Francis. I'm going with Francis.
Okay, we'll go with Francis.
Another big news. Millwall Lionesses have changed their name. Well, they've cut ties with Millwall completely and are now going to be known as London City Lionesses.
Okay.
Now, I thought this was a bit of a mad one. Like,
something's definitely gone on, hasn't it?
Yeah, I don't know why or like what, like what's the reasoning behind it, or whether they just want to be separate from Millwall now, which is like fair enough. Like you do you know what I mean?
Millwall men are in the Championship still, are they? Or did they stayed up? I think they stayed up. So
you don't know much, do you, Tom?
They've obviously got a bit of money about them to be able to keep funding going. But I don't know whether it is just a sense of we want to be on our own, we want to do it for ourselves, we want to gain the money and it just goes solemnly to us.
Yeah,
maybe?
They obviously think that they've got the funds and like the like fans.
Yeah, like it's
support
they're
and
able.
Stuff
They've
like
obviously
that.
been able to do it. So.
Yeah, and then like we said before, Scotland women's squad will be announced today. Looking forward to that one because I only really know ours like fully. Like I've heard like rumours of other ones, but there hasn't really been many that have been announced yet, has there?
Well, Dutch one's been announced.
Yeah.
USA's been announced.
Has Germany's been announced?
New Zealand.
I'm saying that like there's not many that's been
no,
announced.
there's been a lot.
There's been a few.
Like,
like,
Australia got announced just a few days ago.
I don't know any Australian
Well,
ones.
I read it's got to be completely announced by I think I want to say the 24th of May.
Oh,
every single squad has got to be announced by then. That's a set rule by FIFA. Okay. It's towards the end of May. I'm not entirely sure on a date, but obviously I think they're obviously going to be announced before then.
I think if managers don't
France
know,
has also been announced. The French team. Sorry.
Yeah, if managers don't know now who they want in their squad when they've had so many friendlies and basically like a year to plan for it, basically, then they're gonna have a tough time trying to decide between now and the end of May.
It could be just a case of they're waiting on see if players are fit or that they're waiting on other circumstances. The
season's finished now. Maybe they're just assessing players.
Exactly.
And, what do you want to do?
What I find mad is obviously our women's league is a bit of a start in September, finishing. It's like a it's like a winter league, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whereas USA, for example, it's a summer league. So players like Alex Morgan are missing basically half of the Orlando Pride season because of the World Cup. And that makes me just so glad that ours is a winter league, because you've then got the summer where, for example, we'd be missing Chrissy Murray if she went. Imagine the amount of players Man City would be missing, or Arsenal would be missing.
Their whole squad would be gone.
Exactly, because it's about 6 players that are even in the England squad, so...
I think it's 7 or 8 that's in the England squad, and then they've got ones for, like, Canada and, like, France, or maybe not France.
So it'd be awful, like, it's mad. I mean, fair enough, most of the players in America are American that play for the international team, and they're spread across across like the majority of the teams, but they're missing a whole season basically.
Jodie Taylor and Rachel Daly both play,
and they'll both miss.
I
think that's bizarre, isn't it? Like, I guess it makes sense to have it with.
It doesn't make sense though.
I don't know.
Like, it doesn't make sense to have the season then. Like, it just doesn't work. Like,
no. There's obviously reasons for it. Do you know if the men have theirs over the summer or winter?
Yeah, because they have over the summer, because their season finishes in like November, I think.
Okay, that's a bit weird.
Like, it's just weird. Like, I don't get it.
But like, you'd be missing basically 3 months of the season.
Yeah,
and it's a short season for them as well. Like, there's not 20 odd teams in the league, is there? There's only
like,
the same as us.
Yeah, it's like 12.
So it's weird that.
And they have all the different leagues. So they have like the North American and like one, and they have the South, like the Like, it's a weird way they work it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Thank God we don't have to cover that.
Oh God, yeah.
And then also FIFA announced, I want to say last week, that 2 new awards will be announced.
Distributed.
There we go.
Thank you.
For women's football. So the first one is the best FIFA women's goalkeeper.
Is this worldwide or just?
This is worldwide.
Okay.
It's like FIFA, so like worldwide. Okay. So like, any shouts? I don't think anyone.
There's that one that plays for Orlando Pride. I want to say Harris. I want to say, could be completely wrong. Barcelona's keeper. I mean, it could be anyone. If we're being honest, like, who knows what's gonna happen?
It's weird because if you ask anyone who doesn't really, who's like seeing women's football, doesn't really pay attention, but like knows what it's about, the first thing they'll say is the keepers are like the downfall of the teams.
I think you could potentially agree with that though.
Yeah.
Like we've had a few goals this season that
we've
been scored where
thought, what's going on there?
Yeah, and that's no disrespect to the goalkeepers obviously, but I think it's the training side.
Yeah, it's like City's Lauren Hemskull against West Ham in the final of the league, and the keeper comes off a line, and I'm like, when she doesn't need to come off a line, she's actually out the area, and it's like, what are you doing? So there's moments where you think, oh, like why? But then
I think the Leon goalkeeper, even if they win the Champions League, there's a shout there.
Yeah, that's true actually.
I love how we're just saying the Barcelona goalkeeper, the Leon goalkeeper.
I
haven't got a clue what the name is. I'm going to be dead honest with you, but we'll get there in the end.
We're still learning. This is still like... But the fact that like FIFA have brought out an award to recognise just the goalkeepers, because, excuse me, obviously all like the outfield players always get the recognition.
Yeah.
And like the goalkeepers are just sort of like put
maybe that
aside.
is to do with the fact that the level's potentially not as high as it could be. Maybe we'll see that change in the next few years with all these advancements in the game. You don't know.
You don't know. That's
you don't know.
And then the other one is FIFA Pro Women's World 11. That's gonna be hard to pick.
Imagine. Whoever wins the Champions League will have a lot of players in there, I reckon. I think Leon either way are going to have a lot of players. Like, I'd be surprised if I don't see the likes of Lucy Bronze in there. Not just because she's my gal, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Leon have won Everton this season, have they? Do you want Everton?
Miedemar?
Yeah.
There's a shout for so many players.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be... God help whoever has to pick that.
I'm so glad it's not me, because I can't even think of anything at the moment.
I think... Like, in terms of, like, defenders as well, like, Do you think Steph Houghton's got a shout, or do you reckon that's just because we're so, like...
And maybe because
as,
we
like,
see it week in, week out, maybe.
That's what I'm saying, like, as, like, England fans as well, and people who watch the WSL, do you think we just shine a spotlight on her so much just because she's English and because...
Maybe it's because...
It's her.
Yeah. We know what she's achieved in the past as well, maybe, and then maybe that's potentially why we see her as such in a highlight. I mean, no doubt about it, she's a brilliant defender, but there's a shout for so many teams, and I think obviously most of the players will be coming from teams who have won each of the leagues. Like obviously Lyon won it in France,
like
Barcelona.
Yeah, there's going to be so many. But then...
Did I just say Barcelona?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you did. But, like...
Great.
But, like, in terms of, like, Arsenal players, Miedema 100% for me has got to be within, like, she's got to be spoke about at least.
Yeah. In the mid. You can't not have Miedema in the side.
Yeah.
Hegerberg, Ballon d'Or winner.
Yeah. I found that mad that she doesn't play for her country, you know?
Yeah.
Because, like, she's not going to the World Cup. But she's just won the Ballon d'Or, but she's not going to the World Cup.
That's so bizarre.
It's like...
Why?
Like, what are you doing? Like, I know why, but... Like, that's it.
Maybe she just doesn't like international football.
No, she doesn't like playing for the Swedish national team because...
Isn't she Norwegian?
No.
I swear she's Norwegian.
Oh, she's one of them. They're both the same.
Get the phone out.
She's
same.
She's one of them too, anyway.
A Scandinavian country.
yeah. She's from that region, but she doesn't like playing for them because
Norwegian.
Yes.
There we go. She doesn't like playing for them because they don't like treat the men's and women's the same.
That's fair enough.
So like, big up Hegerberg for that. Do you know what I mean? But like,
I mean, she can play for England if she wants.
Yeah. How long she played for Lyon for a long time? Can't she get French citizenship?
I highly doubt it.
No, but like if you live in the country for a long enough time, that's how you get citizenship. I'm not just saying because she plays for Lyon, like you have a French passport.
If you play a game for that club, that's what you are for that international side. So
No, but like Diego Costa went from being Brazilian to Spanish.
But he didn't play for Brazil.
He did.
Declan Rice has gone from Northern Ireland
But he didn't play for Northern Ireland. But Diego Costa actually played for Brazil.
In the unders.
I don't know when, but he has in his lifetime.
Right, before a fight breaks out, let's carry on.
But I'm right in what I'm saying. Like, if she's lived there for, and it's like 5 years or something, she can't apply for it. She can. Oh, Tom, I'm going to throw this pen at you. She can. Someone help me out, please. She can.
Gonna throw this pen at you. She's
literally. You can. Like, you honestly can. I don't care anymore. Let's move on.
Right, so the leagues have obviously been sewn up. We're going to do a season review at some point in the next few weeks, unsure. But we know now who's going to be coming up to the top league, and we know Yeovil had a bit of a terrible time. My heart goes out for them. When they scored that first goal against Man City in a couple of weeks ago, I was like, go ahead. But obviously, Man United were champions of the championship. Yeah. That's a bit of a weird thing to say. Champions of the championship. Wow. They're going to come up. Tottenham. Spurs.
Tottenham.
Got the second spot, beating.
I thought they were going to get first. To be fair, they beat Durham and Charlton. Yeah.
I think there was 4 in the race for it.
Yeah. I really wish Durham would have came up.
That would have been good. I'm, to be honest with you, not really heard much coming out of Spurs. Obviously, yeah, we focus on the top tier, but I've heard a lot coming out from Man United, purely probably because it is Man United.
Yeah. And it's the first season, and they've won like promotion and stuff like
that. Like. Not really heard much about Spurs. I know they're changing their name, aren't they?
Yeah, but
Spurs women.
Is it Spurs? Is it just
was
Spurs
ladies?
women?
I think. Yeah, but either way, both of them are getting promoted.
Yeah.
How do you think they're gonna relish the challenge of being in the top tier?
I was saying to you earlier in the car, we was having a little discussion about it. Man United will hit the ground running, I think.
Yeah.
They've got so many players in their squad who have played at the top level in both WSL and then other countries as well, who won't be fazed by it. And I also think they're going to add so many players to their squad as well. Like, they will be such an attractive club at the minute in women's football, simply because, one, like, they are Man United, but two, like, just the philosophy of the team, like the way Casey Stoney is, and like the way it's still very much a young squad. So especially young players will be looking at that going, well, I'm playing for Chelsea, City, Arsenal, Liverpool, where I'm getting maybe 20 minutes every week, or maybe not even getting on the pitch, where if Casey Stoney wants young players who she's willing to take a chance on to start week in, week out, why can't I do that? So in terms of that, I think United will do really well. Same with Spurs, to be honest. I think if they add a few more players to their squad, like, you know, they're both going to be a force to be reckoned with. It'll be so interesting to see how it changes at like the top six, for example, because like we really, for me, I want Liverpool to be aiming for top six.
Yeah.
Or maybe even if
just mid to top table.
To top table, yeah. We're definitely not going to win it, and you know,
I think just an improvement on this season would be beneficial.
Even if we just went up one place,
yeah,
like, you know, it's going to make a difference. But I feel like United are just going to come in and want to claim that top 4 spot.
They've got more than the ability to be able to do that. You know. Yeah, we've joked all season about, they're coming up, blah, 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 blah. I'm genuinely interested to see whether they stick with the players that have got them this far.
I think they will.
I think there's a few of them, that potentially the fringe players who've come in to kind of build up the squad in its depth.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe could potentially move on. But I think Jess Siggs, we were speaking, was it 18 goals she scored this season?
Goals, yeah.
That's 17 in the league, 1 in the cup. And then you've got other players like Ella Toon, who's she's younger than we are, and she scored
Lauren James
13, 14 goals a season kind of players, yeah. And it's just like that. There's so much potential for that Man United squad, and it pains me to say that, but I genuinely think some of the top tier cemented teams like Arsenal, Chelsea, would be looking behind them thinking, oh, they're coming now. Like, not necessarily they're going to have to step up their game, but Man United definitely going to be a team to watch out for next season. I
think every team in the WSL is going to have to step up their game this season.
Like, so Brighton, for example, and Everton even, and potentially even us, who are down that far down the table now.
Yeah. We're
going to be looking over our shoulders like, look, there's 2 teams coming in here that are actually solid teams that probably should have been in the WSL 1 a long time ago.
Yeah.
And you're looking at them now and you're thinking, we've had transition stages, especially Everton and Liverpool.
Yeah.
We need to kind of get out of that now and really push on, otherwise we're going to find ourselves in a bit of trouble with the calibre of teams that are coming up and how the league's going to change.
Yeah.
Next season's going to be a big one for me. I think it's going to show a lot of differences that the WSL hasn't seen before.
And I think in terms of like new sponsorships and stuff like that, and like more attention will be thrown on the WSL next season, both from like media and TV and stuff like that, which is exciting for everyone.
Yeah.
But like just that Barclays sponsorship's going to make such a huge difference for everyone involved.
And obviously we spoke about the World Cup coming off the back of a World Cup
year. There's no better time to be a women's football fan.
Genuinely, we've just had a highly competitive league with probably 3 or 4 going for the title at one point.
Yeah.
Obviously, Arsenal, City, Chelsea and Birmingham. Birmingham, amazing season as well, just to say.
Brilliant, yeah.
But we've just come off the back of a good season, potentially not personally for us, but in terms of the calibre and the heights some players have reached, such as Miedemar.
Yeah.
Like, we've just come off the back of that. We're going in to potentially the biggest women's World Cup of all time, with the amount of intensity and excitement, not even just from us, from people that don't even watch women's football, that have been like, oh, it's a World Cup. Like, all the people that got involved with the player announcement videos for England, for example, that's a statement and a half.
Yeah.
So the World Cup, and then the Barclays, the boots, sponsorships, that is just, oh my God, it's so incredible. Yeah. And who knows what we're going to be saying has happened when we're sat down the week after the last game of the season. Yeah. Like, who knows what we're going to be saying then. It's amazing. What a way to end the podcast, hey?
Oh, wow.
I feel such a catharsis.
A weight just got off your shoulders. Yeah. I just wanted to get that out.
Yeah. Amazing.
Well,
there we have it.
We're now in the official stage of like countdown to the World Cup now. Season's over, so you can concentrate fully on the World Cup.
Less than a month, you know.
Yeah. It starts on my birthday, just saying.
We're going out.
So watching that first England game will be fun. England vs Scotland is going to be so
Oh,
exciting.
we've got so many ideas of what we
Yeah.
want to do as well. So
Yeah, so...
no, not a better time to subscribe to the channel either.
Wee.
Because we are podcast award winners.
Wee.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, perfect.
I enjoyed that.
It was a nice discussion.
It
Yeah.
was. Well done.
Thanks.
High five. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. Well, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for listening. Like the video, comment, subscribe. Let us know your thoughts.
Follow us on social media because
yeah,
we've got it all.
We'll link it in the description and all that.
It's weird saying that.
Yeah. And if you've got like a question for us as well, leave it below and we might be able to. If we remember to check, we'll answer
if we
it
start getting a substantial amount of questions, we'll kind of
we'll
interpret into a segment, I reckon.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and we'll see you all next week.